Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dive deep into the world of corporate filings so you don't have to. Today, we're cracking open Exxon Mobil's latest report, and let me tell you, it's a gusher of information. We're not just looking at numbers, we're uncovering the story behind them, so let's jump right in. Exxon Mobil just released its first quarter results for 2025, and this report gives us a snapshot of how the oil giant is performing. We're going to break down the key highlights from their profits and revenue to any potential challenges they might be facing. Now, there are a few boxes here that the company could check if they are using this report to talk about things related to stock offerings or buyouts, but those are empty. This tells us that this report is just a regular update on how the company is doing, nothing too fancy or out of the ordinary. Exxon Mobil is listed on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol XOM. They also have some notes which are like IOUs that trade under symbols like XOM28, XOM39A. These are just ways for the company to borrow money from investors, and they are also traded on the stock exchange. The company is providing information in a news release and an investor relations summary, as is standard when these reports are published. If there are any hyperlinks in the news release, they aren't considered part of this filing, so we won't be digging into them. The report was signed by Len M. Fox, who's the Vice President, Controller and Tax, which means he is the main accounting officer. Let's get to the numbers. This is where things get interesting. The numbers can tell us if the company is getting better, worse, or staying the same. Diluted earnings per share, or EPS, is a key number to watch. That is, how much profit the company made for each share of stock. For the first quarter of 2025, it came in at $2.79. This is less than the $2.83s they made in the first quarter of 2024, so their profits per share went down, but just a tiny little bit. Total revenues, or how much money the company brought in, were $83.6 billion. That's less than the $86.56 billion from the same time last year. This shows us that sales went down from last year to this year. Other operating expenses totaled $948.97 billion in 2024. That means it cost the company more to run. It is costing them more this year than it did last year. Net income, or the amount of money they actually get to keep after paying expenses, was $13.66 billion. Last year it was $14.11 billion. Just like the other numbers, the company made less than last year. Now, let's zoom out and look at the big picture. Exxon Mobil is a massive company, and even though their profits and revenue were slightly down compared to last year, they're still making a ton of money. The decrease could be due to a number of things like changes in oil prices or increased operating expenses. The real test will be whether they can turn things around in the coming quarters. From an investing point of view, it's always good to check up on the company's competitors to get an idea of the general market conditions and how Exxon Mobil might be expected to keep up with the competition. When looking at a company like this, it's important to not only look at if they are doing well, but also how their choices and actions might affect the future. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, give us a like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of corporate filings.